Maintenance people know that the set screw locking mechanism is an effective way to secure wide inner ring bearings on shafts. But they also know that removing the bearings is often difficult and that set screws usually damage the shaft, sometimes severely. Even a properly installed bearing can sometimes turn on the shaft due to shaft misalignment, axle loads, or high torque. Once that happens, displaced metal creates interference that prevents easy bearing removal. The most common solution is to try and drive the bearing off the shaft with a hammer, but a stray hit from the hammer could damage the shaft. When the hammer doesn't do the job, the next step might be to cut the bearing outer ring off with a torch. When all else fails, the last resort is to reach for a saw. The maintenance person has to be careful about stray sparks that could cause a fire and flying metal that could injure someone. A damaged shaft usually has to be filed to get a good surface, but that reduces the shaft OD, and testing has shown that the resulting loose fit of the bearing on the shaft can sharply reduce the bearing life, meaning it will have to be replaced even sooner next time. Getting a jammed bearing off the shaft is time-consuming and sometimes frustrating, and while this maintenance is being done, your equipment is offline. Now there's a new bearing design that provides strong clamping force without damaging the shaft. A Timken housed unit with shaft guarding technology includes a stainless steel band in a groove on the bearing ID. Instead of the set screws digging into the shaft, they compress this band against the shaft, holding the bearing securely in place with no shaft damage. In accelerated testing, conventional set screw bearings created severe grooving and damage. Under comparable conditions, shaft guard technology created virtually no damage, even after being operated under severe conditions that would jam a conventional bearing firmly in place. Timken's new technology allows the bearing to release and be easily removed. In many applications, the bearing can be removed with the shaft still in place. An experienced operator can usually get the bearing replaced in well under a minute. After a quick cleanup with an abrasive cloth, the shaft is prepped and ready for the new bearing to be installed. Product with shaft guarding technology works just like a conventional set screw clamped bearing, so maintenance people don't need to learn a new process. Just tighten the two set screws to get all the clamping force you need. When a shaft has to be pulled for bearing replacement, your equipment is down. A Timken housed unit with shaft guarding technology reduces the amount of time needed for bearing replacement and gets your equipment back online faster. Be sure to ask your Timken sales representative for more information on this new product.